Sup people, it's your boy Slide. In this video, I'm going to talk about entry-level jobs that require experience. So this is what's happening in today's economy. If you don't have experience, you can't get the job. But when you apply for an entry-level position, it's supposed to be based on no experience, and they'll train you for what they want you to know. These days, it's more like we want you to have experience, so we're not going to spend much time training you. This is what's going on. I don't understand today's economy. Today's economy is getting so outrageous that if you don't understand how things work, you're going to be left behind in the dust. This is what's happening in today's society. This is why a lot of people become frustrated. People today are just trying to make ends meet. People are just trying to have a decent life. People are just trying to get by. But when it gets to the point where you can't get ahead, something's wrong somewhere. Now you have entry-level jobs that require experience. First of all, finding a job today is not as easy as people think it is. When you apply for a job in today's society, depending on the job you go for, you're looking at an average of 1 to 3 interviews, right? Then you're looking at a time frame anywhere between a month to a year. This is the new time frame for a job. 1 month to a year from the day you apply. Some companies some companies claim they get a lot of applicants, so they don't have time to interview everybody. Then you have some companies out there they're not hiring. Based on the time frame you applied, they're not hiring. Let me give you an example. If you apply for a job in April, from May, June, July, they are not looking for applicants. They may start looking for applicants in November. So that's pretty much how it works in some cases, you know? To get a job in today's society is so difficult. There are many people today who are frustrated and they're annoyed because of the way things are and the way things look. Because the older you get, the harder it is to find a job. This is how it is in the United States today. The older you get, the harder it is to find a job. Because companies prefer younger workers. This is not a secret. This is a fact. So you're pretty much stuck wherever you find yourself. There are so many people today who hate their jobs, but they are afraid to leave because they're afraid that they may not get a decent paying job based on their qualifications. So people stay at jobs they don't like for these reasons. Some people are unfortunate and they lose their jobs due to turnovers or downsizing. Anything can happen. So people who don't have the right career, the right job, they're stuck. And now that you find entry-level jobs require experience, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's not a good sign. So people need to understand this. Now that entry-level jobs require experience, this is going to be one of the hardest things people are going to endure. Because if you lose your job for any reason, apart from like layoffs, you're going to have a hard time finding another one. If you lose your job for different reasons, like showing up late or not following directions or anything else, you're going to have a hard time. Because when you apply for another job, they are going to ask your last employer about your character. And if it's not positive, the chance of you getting another job is quite limited. Another thing about jobs these days is the background checks. Background checks can take anywhere between 2 weeks to 2 months. Because background checks, the reason why they take so long is because they get everything about you. They get your work history, your credit score. They cross-reference your qualifications. So it takes a lot of time. And part of the reason why it takes so long is because they just don't check one person. They check multiple people. So, for example, if you're at a job, let's say now the background investigator has about 10 applicants for the job, right? So he has to go through all 10. So it's not just, hey, I'm going to do this person, then I'll give you the results. That's not how it works. Okay? They do everything all at once, to how I understand. Do everything all at once, then, goes from there. So that's why these background checks take so long. Before you get hired for a job, it takes a long time. If you applied for a job in January, you may not get a call back, or you may not be officially hired until March or April, depending on the company. So that's something people need to really understand. So all I can tell you guys is you have to find a way to make it out here, because it's getting harder to live in America. It's getting way harder to live. And if you don't have the right skills, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it out here. There are many people today in their 40s, highly qualified, who cannot find jobs. And it's hard. It's really hard to. It's hard to get by, and a lot of people don't know this. But if you can't get ahead in today's society, other people don't want to be around you. Okay? If you're not successful, people don't want to be around you. I don't care who the people you know. Okay? If you're not successful, people don't want to be around you. A lot of times, people who are working jobs they don't like or jobs that don't pay their bills are usually frustrated. It affects their moods. They become, angry. They become depressed because you're working a job you don't like for low pay. It's not subsidizing your needs, and they can get rid of you like it's nothing. So you need to understand how these things are. In order to make it in today's society, you're gonna have to start your own company, or you're gonna have to find new ways to like make revenue. Because the last thing you need is to be a dependent. There are so many people today who depend on Social Security, right? Once you reach a certain age. But Social Security, depending on your situation, may not cover your basic needs. So it's one of those things where you gotta understand how it works. So let me know what you think, because I don't know how people can react to this or people think about this. But now you have entry level jobs that now require experience. I don't know how that's going to work. I just don't know. So, anyhow, peace.